5 months till
Merry
Christmas, Joe. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry,
Merry Chris.
Merry Christmas, Harry.
Merry
Happy
Merry
Hanukkah, Marv. Joe,
Merry Chris.
Joe's in the full Christmas in July regalia tonight.
I am ready for Christmas, baby. I can't wait.
You're already
You know,
ready to pass up fall?
no, no, but
You,
fall is a close second.
you'll get those pumpkin spice lattes before you know it, Big Joe. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Bill, I see you throwing out a little different strokes. Man, I got hooked on different strokes back in like high school and college. They'd play the reruns. I can't remember it might have been on like Nick at Night or something. They played reruns of that. My gosh. I mean, they don't make shows like that anymore.
They don't. They had I was watching something. And it was like a TikTok or a reel. It was like old Nickelodeon shows. There was like Scared in the Dark or Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, or I forget the name of it. There was that show. I mean, there were some really good shows.
Was it Nick?
Nick at Night?
But what was it on Friday? Wasn't there something on Friday? It was TGIF was on Friday nights, but I remember Nickelodeon had actually good television shows for kids. I remember watching like Hey
Yeah.
Dude and Salute Your Shorts and Legends of the Hidden Temple and Guts and Double Dare. I mean, there was always something good on Nickelodeon.
All that.
Oh yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that was great.
What is up? Pat is here. Tim and Bill and Grassleaf and Rob. Man, what's up, y'all? Hey, thanks for being here on this Tuesday evening. I know it's
Merry Christmas, everybody. I can't wait.
I know with all the heat out there, we're probably
top five tonight might be a little Christmas.
Oh, well, I wouldn't expect anything less. You're decked out for the full thing.
Yeah.
I know we're probably all wishing it was Christmas for weather
This thing is like all
sake.
screwed
We
up.
can get out of these 100-something degree temperatures. But is there anyone else in the chat that's actually ready for Christmas? We're just 5 months away. Blink too fast and it'll be here.
I changed my lights tonight outside to red and green, so I think my neighbors are gonna think I've gone a little wacko. But we'll see.
Hey, Bill, Hobby Lobby already has Christmas out. My wife
Yeah.
informed me of that. I dropped her off at Hobby Lobby the other day. Hey, confession, I like Hobby Lobby, okay? But I like Hobby Lobby if I'm there on a mission. Like I've got something to get, to decorate. I need something for Christmas, something like I know exactly what I'm going for. But I dropped my wife off there the other day and Christmas is out, man. Christmas is out. It is just mind-boggling to me. I was at Lowe's a couple weeks ago, and we walked into the area, the outdoor center where all the Christmas stuff is usually set up, and I was with my little boy, and I said, "Man, all this will be Christmas before you know it, buddy." And one of the employees was like, "Don't even say that." Like, it's probably like their dreaded time of year to get that all set up.
Yeah,
What's up, y'all?
Actually, I'm actually looking forward to see what Home Depot's got this year for the big thing last year was those big skeletons that Home Depot was selling. My sister, she got the big werewolf and she got the big witch. I mean, these things are huge. And this year they're supposed to be putting out a Jack Skellington as well. And I told my kids, tell your aunt to get that because she likes Halloween. My sister really loves Halloween. And so they got those two things last year. And then they got for Christmas this big, I forget how tall this thing was, like 2 stories. The snowman, this blow up snowman. And I'm like, you guys are just nuts.
Oh, I thought you were about to say the huge skeleton people were getting for Halloween last year. Did you see those? They were like gigantic. Is that what you were talking about?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's a werewolf one, and then there's a witch as well. So she got the witch and the werewolf, and I mean they're like $400, $500. I'm like, you can do what you want. You don't have kids, so you can buy it if you want.
That's crazy. I wonder how many people are coming in tonight. What's up, John? John L. What's up, y'all? Is it Peggy Junk? PG Junk? I don't Peg Junk. I don't know, but guess what? I do know, Joe. It's time to go. It's time.
It's the last show of the month.
It's the we're live, man. We are live, and it is the last show of the month, Joe. We're here every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central. What are we here for, Joe?
Of course, the Budget Wooder
The Budget Wooder Show. Hey, thank you all for joining us. If you're a first timer here on the show, we welcome you into the conversation. If you're a regular here, you know how much we appreciate you. Hey, help us out. Hit that like button. Make sure you're involved in the chat, comment, all that jazz. You know how much it helps. Joe, help me. I need a little history lesson tonight. We kick it off every week. Joe tries to blow our minds with a little nugget of information.
Yeah, back in 2000, a Concorde supersonic airplane, Air France Flight 4590, crashed outside of Paris, killing all 109 people on board and 4 others on the ground. A lot of people believe that this event is what led to the Concorde ceasing operations 3 years later. And there's never been an airplane like it since, a supersonic airplane, flying across the Atlantic. It's a shame because it is a long flight for one.
How fast could they do that from like Paris to New York? Wasn't it just like crazy?
It was like a couple hours. I know that when Live 8 was happening in Philadelphia, Phil Collins, he flew on a Concorde from London to Philly to do both shows. That's how quick the flights were, back then with the Concorde.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for those plane crash shows like Air Crash Investigation. They've been named like several different things over the years on I think it's the Smithsonian Channel.
Yeah, I like that Airplane Repo. I don't know if you ever seen that show.
Oh, yeah, that was so fake though. My gosh.
It was still pretty cool.
It was so fake, but I watched it. I mean, but the air crash shows are good. Like I could walk up to the cockpit of an airplane and with a list on a piece of paper and be like, have you checked this, 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 and this? I've watched so many of those episodes. Like, it's usually the same thing that brings aircrafts down. Like, and does it make me scared of flying? Absolutely not. Hey, Joe, our sponsor tonight, just when you think...
The juicy one.
It's a juicy one, y'all. Just when you think it... Hey, what is up, Richard? Hey, Richard, you're going to want to stick around for a little bit. Scott, what is going on, man? Hey, stick around, Richard, because we've got your lawn. We've got your lawn. But before we get to Richard's lawn for our Friends Appreciation Post tonight, of course, we have to start off with our sponsor. Man, Joe, this one is juicy. I don't even know how to tackle this one, so I'm just going to pass it. I'm just going to pass it off to you, Joe. I'm going to pass it off to you.
These are the official The Juice gloves, the only gloves that How to Doc wears. Of course, I mean, it's got to be, if anyone out there in the lawn care community is going to wear them, it's got to be Doc, right?
It's the official PPP of the doctor.
This has been going on for a long time, these gloves, apparently, because before Billy Mays died, rest in peace, by the way, Billy Mays, great guy.
Love you, B.
If the glove fits, your lawn will turn green.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
Is that simple?
That's what he said.
I mean...
Billy Mays here. If your glove fits, your lawn will turn green.
Y'all, I told Joe back this past winter when we started doing the show that I thought it'd be fun to have like a sponsor, a fake sponsor. John, dude. John wins. Is he right? Is he right, Joe? John says Travis on our tie. Is that correct?
It's not the tie. It got to be a little bit more specific, John. It's not the tie. I would say it's behind. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Keep looking. I looked at it and I saw
it's not the tie. It's something else.
People are out there going like, what the heck are they talking about? What are they talking about? That's for us to know and you to find out. If you watch the show every Tuesday, you'll know what happens here on the last episode of every single month. And when I told Joe that I thought it'd be funny to have like a fake sponsor every week, because we're not, we don't have real sponsors. No one's paying us to do this every Tuesday evening.
All right, zoom it out one more time.
Go back.
It's not the tie.
Rusty.
Behind the glove.
That's it.
Glove.
There we go. Rusty is the winner tonight.
It's not. I can't give it to the tie, because the tie would be the black part of his shirt where the tie's at. I think. Would you agree, Travis, that behind the glove is more specific?
I was thinking behind the glove. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to go with tonight. You know, the glove.
I'm peeking.
The glove fits. You must have quit.
Between OJ's thumb and pointer finger on his left hand. Hey, that's cool. John has already won before. It's always fun when somebody else. We're not going to make it to where somebody new has to win every month.
Yeah.
But if you find me first in a picture on the show on the last episode of every month, you win a $20 gift card to Home Depot or Lowe's, your choice. If you are the winner that month, all you have to do is email me at mybudgetlawn@gmail.com. Say, hey, Travis, give me my money and tell me where you want your money to, whether it be Home Depot or Lowe's, and I will send you a $20 e-gift card. Now, Bill, thank you, Bill, for bringing this to my attention, because we were kind of lost there when you won it. It will not come from me. It will come from Home.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that.
Thank you, John. John actually came up with the name The Budget Woodard Show. So John will forever hold his place in infamy on this show. But you will email me and tell me which store you want it to, and then when I set it up, Home Depot or Lowe's will send it to you. So don't be looking for my name with the e-gift card attached. Be looking for Home Depot or Lowe's. Congratulations, Rusty. Email me, tell me where you want it to, and I'll get you sent an e-gift card tomorrow. First thing tomorrow morning, you will have it, and you can go spend it on whatever the heck you want.
Christmas lights, Halloween decorations.
Yeah, maybe Lowe's is already carrying the juice gloves, Joe, and they are the official PPE. Oh, PPP, the PPE of the doc. Hey, also too, every week, not just the last show of the month, but every week we like to show off your lawns. Okay. We've got a lawn in here. Bill, you are the man.
Bill.
Gosh, Bill.
God,
you guys are the best. I'm telling you, you guys are the best. And I'm not trying to stir the pot in any way, shape, or form, Joe, but YouTube has this little new quiz thing where you can give people a question, and it's a quiz, not a poll. I did that the other day, and, it's all for, kicks and giggles. And somebody asked me, what shots was I firing? Why was I firing shots? And we had a good conversation. It was nothing, it wasn't anything, malicious towards each other. But I said, I'm not firing shots. You can consider these like inside jokes between me and my friends here on the channel. It's just for us to laugh. We get a kick out of it. We're not trying to be malicious or mean or fire shots. It's all in good fun and humor. There needs to be a little lawn humor in this community online. If not, it gets pretty freaking stale, if you ask me. Joe, got a manual reel mower, been mowing twice a week. Looks better and better each time I mow. Hey, I'm getting my manual reel mower back out on the lawn ASAP, and I got something special coming for it tomorrow, Joe. I hope it makes a big difference. But this lawn that we got sent tonight was sent to us from Richard in my home state, Arkansas, as some people might say it, but he's from South Central Arkansas, rocking Bermuda grass. And I'll tell you what, Richard told us, Joe, in his email that, look at that.
Damn.
Look at that.
He nailed it. Like that, just like that video, Travis. He nailed it.
He nailed it. Oh, man. Oh, you got to nail it. This looks freaking awesome.
That looks
It
amazing.
looks awesome. South Central Arkansas, Bermuda grass. This is Richard.
Look
There's
at-
there's
look at-
Richard
look
in
at
the
the-
chat
Look at the difference between his neighbor's lawn and his lawn. I mean,
in the
just-
background.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, let's give Richard a round of applause. Richard, well done. Richard told me in his email that he has been a kind of a lawn fanatic since he could first use a
All
lawnmower.
right, we enough of the Bermuda showing
know.
off every week. I'm sick of it.
It's-
It's like, seriously, every week we talk about this Bermuda grass, and I'm just like, I just curse under my tongue, like, you mother, and I'm like,
No cursing tonight, Joe. We said we would bring all the. What did
gonna
you
try.
say? We were going to bring all
PG-13.
the dad. What the? What did you say in that comment to that lady last week?
shit.
Huh?
Oh man, I'm cutting out.
Are you? Don't cut
I
out.
cut out.
Don't
there.
cut out, Joe.
They heard I was cursing, so the gods. Anyway, go ahead, go. Just keep going.
Richard, you're killing it down there in South Central Arkansas. I can't imagine how hot and humid it is down there. I mean, if you've never been to the southern part of Arkansas, it's a totally different world than the northwest part, than where I'm at in northwest Arkansas. But you got it going on, dude. Hey, Joe's tired of seeing these Bermuda lawns.
I know we need some cool season.
like-
I don't know how many cool season we got watching, but we
it-
need to people sending some cool seasons, and
If you've
so I
got
don't have to look at this every week.
yeah, if you've got a cool season lawn, we need your pictures. You can send them. Joe, how can they send us their pictures?
Yeah, so they can send them to Travis, mybudgetlawn@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram, which is, I think, probably the easiest way. You can send a picture right to my DMs. Same name as you see in the chat here, Waterboy Productions. Just let us know what type of grass, where you live, just so we can get an idea, when we talk about you. I know I'm proud of my home state. I know Travis is too, so let us know where you are.
Yeah, man, I got hair or something falling in my eyeball. Yeah, so send us those because Richard's lawn tonight is the only one we've got in the can. So after tonight,
Yeah,
we'll be looking for one for the next
B-Raw,
show.
B-Raw or B-Raw, however you say that. Yeah, send it to me. DM me. Let's go. Let's get these cool season lawns in there.
Because right now, I think it's like warm season lawns are batting.
It's
We're winning the race for sure. There's no doubt about that. So send us
batting 400.
those because usually if we get multiples, we'll save some for further out weeks so we don't use them all at once. But right now, Richards is the only one we have, and we're all caught up.
I am too I'm too young for that. Pat actually sent me a picture of his lawn. We were texting a little bit back and forth after.
Pat's
last
got a
week's
heck of
show.
a lawn. He needs to send it to
And
us.
he sent me a quick little snippet of his lawn, and I'm like, I texted him today. I was like, you got to send me some more pictures. So come on, Pat, you got to get on that this week.
Pat, let's see it. I know you're taking care of that thing like nobody's business. Hey, what I thought was cool what Richard said, and I'm curious if everybody else in the chat kind of has a similar story. If you're into lawn care now, did you always kind of have an interest in it when you were even a youngster? Richard said by the time he could even use a lawnmower, he was hooked. That was kind of me when I was a kid. I had 3 brothers, and I was the only one out of all 4 boys that was really interested in going out and helping with the yard work. So I would ride that blue zero turn, blue Dixon lawnmower while my dad took the string trimmer around. We had an acre lot with a bunch of trees. So he did all the trimming and edging, and I did the mowing. And ever since I could do that as a kid, that little itch never left me. So Richard said the same thing about himself. So have you always been a mowing freak? Yes, I have been. Joe, what? We blew your picture off. Which picture was yours?
I'm confused.
TR Play. I thought we were caught up on everything.
I'm so confused. I
Oh,
don't
dude, you sent me the one with the robot lawnmower, right? Hey, so tell me this too. TR Play, is that correct? The robot with the flag, the BYU flag, dude. It's coming up next show. So I thought
Oh
he
man,
he sent me he sent me one.
damn.
But hey, let me say this too. Uh, in all seriousness, and my apologies. I seriously thought you were just sending that to share it with me. I didn't know. Let us know that you're sending it for the show
Yeah, it
because
sounds awesome.
because what's that?
It sounds awesome. Like it sounds I'm climbing out of a hole right side of the porch. I don't know. It sounds like I'm in the picture somehow. I don't know. So
He sent me one of the Luba robot lawnmower, Joe.
okay.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
TR Play. You also sent me an email saying that you hope we're not gonna like, you know, bash
Gosh.
the Luba tonight, right? And I told him, Joe. I said, look, I don't know
Hey,
what Joe's gonna say. I don't have it.
you don't.
I don't have any experience with the Luba robot
I don't even know
lawnmower.
what I'm gonna say.
And
Yeah.
and I'm certainly not going to censor you. You're the only one with experience, and they send you those things to tell the truth about your honest experience with it. So they've reached out to me to send me a Luba robot lawnmower. They're all over YouTube. I've got no interest in doing it right now. Perhaps in the future I will, but honestly, I just enjoy mowing. Always have. I can see that possibly changing as my kids get older and my time gets stretched even thinner. But for now, I'm going to keep pushing that mower around the lawn. That's why Joe's coming out of the show. Hey, I'm sorry, dude. I will get that. We will get that on the show next time. So let us know when you send us your pictures. Say something in your email. Say like for the Budget Wooder Show or something like that. Because I get people send me pictures of their lawn quite often and just to show it to me and ask me questions about stuff. So unless you tell us it's for the show, I don't want to like blast people's lawns all over the internet without them, giving us their A-OK. Make sense? So I didn't realize that was for the show. My apologies. We'll get it on there next time. Joe, I'm going to send that to you when we get wrapped up here.
All right. Cool.
All right. Hey, our friends' lawns are looking pretty freaking sweet, but Joe, yours is looking pretty awesome too, and it's looking pretty awesome all things considered because it looked like from your forecast it's pretty hot up there in Jersey.
Yeah. I mean, it's this week's going to be really hot, and I didn't think we were going to get any rain in the forecast, and we actually got a nice quick shower a couple hours ago.
Ooh.
But
Those are
you
the
can see
best
there.
when you don't know that it's coming, and then all of a sudden, bam, starts raining.
So I said, bring the heat. We got Travis the Heat Miser down there in the right hand corner. But I actually raised the height of cut up a little bit. I was cutting at like 2.5. Now I'm up to like almost 3. Just to get it through this stretch. I just know the coming weeks is just going to be hot, and I don't know how much rain we're getting. I'm irrigating 4 times a week in the morning, about 20 minutes each zone, and my coverage isn't the best in my zones. I mean, it's just that's like, if I could do it all over again, I would have probably just had a professional do the sprinkler system and run the pipe the right way and not do it the way I did it. But you know what? It's in the past. I can't do anything about it now. I'm not going to tear up the grass. I'm going to live with it. But I did put on there the dew point. I don't know.
Ooh.
It's kind of small.
Here, let me go back.
It says the dew point was 71 degrees today.
So remember what we talked about. Dew points in the 50. That's pretty darn dry. It's nice and comfy. And then once you start creeping up into the 60s, that's when it starts getting a little bit more humid and uncomfortable. And then when you're into the 70s like you are, that's just sticky. That's sticky.
It was humid as hell today. We had actually Mr. Softy come to work today, so it was nice, refreshing in the afternoon. But
Central Oklahoma last week had dew points in the low 80s. I mean, that is just brutal. Humidity.
I tell you what, my secret weapon this year, and hopefully Bill got some bags of this because we're battling over the bags of the AMS. But I mean, I put down the AMS about like a week ago, and this time I watered it in. I didn't let it sit on the lawn. it just greens. This lawn just greens up, and I'm using very little. I'm using 0.2 pounds of N each time I'm doing it, just to get it through the summertime until I get into the fall, and then I'm gonna really, pound it with some nitrogen, But I don't know. There's something with this AMS. I am seeing some fungus in the lawn. I believe it's dollar spot. I'm not one of those people that are like, identify it. You got to go on some like
It's a
encyclopedia, and
fungus or it's not, right, Joe?
yeah. So I don't know. So I sprayed down azoxystrobin a couple weeks ago, and it did
Look at
clear
you!
up those
Look at you
areas
with
that I
your
was
big
seeing.
words, Joe.
Oh my God, I'm such a
Joe's a
science nerd when
scientist.
it comes
He's
to
a lawn nerd, lawn scientist.
I feel like I just did what any kind of DIY out there would do. Like if you start seeing something in your lawn and you know that it's been humid and dry and wet and like it's been here, I just feel like, anybody would assume that it's fungus, and it did clear up the areas that I kind of saw this stuff in. And then with the AMS having it grow it out as well kind of helped. And I've been cutting most just about every not 2 days, but 2 times a week I've been cutting. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. It's green. It looks good. It looks thick. We just got to get it through to the fall time.
Hey Joe, man, things are just kind of falling to place in the chat. If you've been keeping up with some of these, somebody asked you, how's the spot that always burns or dries out and turns really brown in your house?
Yeah.
That
So
was one
yeah,
thing.
yeah, those spots, they bounce back. I'm actually really shocked. I think it's just the amount of rainfall that we've seen in the past month. Uh, I mean, it's been raining at least once a week, and a good like probably half inch, maybe inch of rain. We've been lucky because last year it was very dry this time of the year, and we've been lucky with the rain. But yeah, those spots they bounce back. Even there's like one strip along my sidewalk where the sprinklers don't get all the way down, and it's green. It's not the thickest areas, but it's green. Like it's not brown, and that's all I want to see. I just want to see it green. I don't want to see it brown, and they look good.
You,
And that mulch section, that when they dumped the mulch when I was doing the mulching, and I was like all worried about it, bounce back,
just
green as
fine,
could
right?
be. Looks great.
So my dad gave me one piece of advice when I became a homeowner. He said, "Look, don't just look. As long as you've got something green and you can mow it, it doesn't matter what it is." And that was okay for the first little bit till I started looking into lawn care, and then I realized, yeah, this stuff is not. It's green and I'm mowing it, but it is absolutely not what I want in my lawn.
Yeah.
And crazy me, when I first got into this, I had no clue what the difference between crabgrass and quackgrass and Bermuda. I couldn't tell any of it apart from for anything. Well, I saw in the chat, Joe, that one you've turned. Who was that? Was that Doghouse Lawn Care? You turned him on to the Grandpa's Weeder, and then B. Ross says that he's getting the old dreaded crabgrass in his lawn, and you posted a video. That's why I said everything's kind of falling together. You posted a video of you using the Grandpa's Weeder on some of the crabgrass in your lawn.
Yeah, Doghouse. Next time, buy from my TikTok shop so I can earn a
Oh,
little commission.
oh, ho, ho.
Come on.
Come on, man. He
all
could
the all these people going viral in their TikTok shops, and I'm like the only one that like
have.
whatever.
What would you make off of one of those?
Well, I put this sign up there, and then this sign. I don't know if I have this one up there yet, but like I don't know. I know it's not Christmas time, but
Everybody
whatever.
that jumped on is like,
But
what
it
the
seems
hell?
like
Why the hell is Joe dressed like Santa Claus in July? Because it's July 25th. It's Christmas
July
in July.
25th, guys.
And
It's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah. Why celebrate Christmas once when you can twice? Joe.
But yeah, crabgrass is creeping in, and it's always the same spots for me. It's always along the edges of the sidewalk or the street. Obviously it's hot as hell. It heats up that cement. It creeps in. I put down a prodiamine, just like I said in my short or my TikTok, wherever you watch me at on Instagram, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you could put down all the pre-emergent you want, but
It's gonna
it's gonna creep in there, you know, and
it's
it is
not
what
gonna
it
be
is.
100%. I mean, I
No.
put down a pre-emergent, and I've seen. I, I still saw some poa. I've seen some crabgrass. Clover's been kicking my butt here lately in the back lawn. But Joe uses the grandpa's weeder to take care of those big chunks of crabgrass in his lawn. Tonight's thumbnail was all natural, natural ways to take care of some of your lawn problems. Look, guys, there are a lot of ways that you can fix things in your lawns without rushing to chemicals or headed to the big box store or a hardware store to pick up something in a jug to spray it all over your lawn. I had somebody comment on one of my videos the other day, Joe, that they used to laugh at me because I always talked about going out and picking weeds by hand in my lawn. I'm telling you, you pick weeds, whether it be with your own two
What?
fingers or one of those grandpa's weeders, it works every time.
Yeah. One of my first like memories of doing like lawn care was there was this old Italian couple that my dad had as a customer. And every year, me and my sister would go over their house and pick their weeds in their flower beds. And they would give us, I don't know, like 20, $40. And then they would invite us in the house and they would feed us. You know, Italian people, you know, you got to feed your, you know, you always feed the people, you know. And I just remember every year we get a trash bag. My dad would drop us off at the house, and then we would just pick the weeds, and then he would pick us up later. And we thought it was like the greatest thing in the world, getting like, you know, 20, 30, $40, whatever it was. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with hand picking weeds.
You,
I do it all the time. I mean, it's,
you pick a weed and you get the root, guess what? There's no
yeah,
chance it's coming back. I
yeah.
mean, it doesn't even have to die. I mean, it's gonna die, but you're done after that. Um, every year, I always try to put out a video talking about some natural solutions to some things that you might be dealing with in your lawn. And Pat, I would absolutely agree with that. You go out there and pick weeds, man. There's something about it. Everybody likes to talk about, oh, so satisfying. Oh, blah 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 blah. Well, go out and pick a few weeds, and you'll find out how satisfying it is. It's therapeutic. Um, but every year I try to talk about just some natural ways that you can deal with things in your lawn. And it's funny. I've people have actually kind of laughed at me, not in a friendly way, for some of the things that I've said. But it's funny because I utilize these natural techniques every single year, and I typically don't struggle with some of the issues. Uh, Here's my favorite natural solution to pests. I always tell people, hey, keep some birds around. I've got tons of birds that hang out in the brush behind my house because of the vegetation back there. But those things will eat armyworms, they'll eat grubs, they'll eat seeds that fall into the lawn, they'll eat a whole host of other things that will help keep you from having to run to the store to have to buy something to mix up or spray all over the place. So if you're ever faced with one of those situations where you know you've got a problem and you don't know what to do, sounds crazy, but I always look for the natural solution before I jump into paying for something. You,
John says you got biosolids right in your dog.
yeah, I wish I wish the dog crap was as good for the grass as as we joke about it being, because if it was, I would never have to pay for fertilizer. My dog's sitting right here. I just brought her in from outside, and she doesn't like the heat so much. She's laying flat on her side underneath the ceiling fan. But that's the dang dog can take a crap now.
What a life, you know.
I mean, it's crazy. It's
What a
crazy.
life.
It's crazy. So keep some birds around. Joe, what other natural solutions do you have? Hey, you don't fertilize.
Um,
If you get some storms, you get a little bit of nitrogen from lightning, right?
yeah. I mean, I've used vinegar on weeds, but they still come back. But I mean, if you're looking for I guess you could say it's a natural way, but I mean, the weeds are definitely come back. I mean, I spray the whole side of my house that's like a dump, and we just put like the wheelbarrows over there, the trash cans, and we put mulch. We do put like a thin layer of mulch over there, but the weeds, they still creep through, and I spray the vinegar on there. It kills it.
Well,
for
so
the
what
it goes away for a little bit, but then it'll come back. Because it's only
it's only a
you're
topical. It's
really
only killing the
yeah,
vegetation. It's not, or the
yeah,
plant, the leaf. It's not
yeah,
killing the root system. It's only
it's not.
killing
But
surface level.
if you don't want to go with the harsh like glyphosate, whatever, and you don't mind spraying every month or two, or it seems like maybe every month. I mean, you can go that way if you want.
Well, I guess it could be used as a way to like slow them down, so you can,
Yeah.
force your other, help your other grass, the desirable grasses, thicken up and choke those out
I
over
mean,
time.
vinegar is going to kill everything. I mean, you spray it on, like, say you got clover in your lawn, it's going to kill off some of that grass as well. So you got to be careful with it. That's why I just use it for like weeds in the cracks, in the driveway, along the curb line. That's one of my, actually, I'm going to save that for next week because that's going to be my hot take for next week. This one fucking neighbor I can't stand when they come into my development. I got to see this every freaking time. But
You never know when Joe's going to get riled up about something. Hey,
but anyway, yeah, I mean, if you want to go that way, you can use vinegar. I mean, hey, 100,000 people saw it on TikTok.
so it must
Sure,
work. It must be a magic weed
Must
killer.
be a
right?
magic thing. It's a magic viral thing.
Hey, Tristan, I've never heard of using sugar on a lawn. I know it's been floating around the YouTubes here lately, but I know nothing about it, so I don't like to speak on anything that I know nothing about. Hey, John, thistles have been. I always tell people, they ask me, do I bag my clippings? I never bag my clippings unless I'm scalping in the spring, leveling with sand, or if I am doing a high to cut reset in the summer. But man, this backfield behind my house is just loaded with thistle. I've been having to bag some this summer because the closer thistles up next to the back fence, the little puffy white balls, the seed things, get all over the yard. I could mow and it would look like it snowed 20 minutes later. So I've been having to bag those to limit them, because if you know anything about thistle, it is a nasty plant. It's like got little pointy things on it, and it'll poke you, and it's not something that you want around. Not to mention that it's pretty invasive as well. So if you have to deal with thistle like John is talking about, I'm sorry, it sucks. Hey, it's pretty close to the fall armyworm season. You'll start seeing some of that stuff creeping up within the next month or so, probably. Am I saving those for a neighbor's yard? No. I haven't met any neighbors in the hood, the new hood, that I don't like yet. So if I do, I'll carry me a little brown paper sack around outside and start tossing them in there and go dump them out one day. One way you can also control armyworms, aside from having a lot of birds around, people laugh at me for that. Why would you rely on birds when you can just go get a chemical from the store and spray it all over your lawn that your kids play in and roll around in and your dog lays around in it? Why don't you just spray more chemicals? Or I could have birds. Or, you know what I like to do, Joe? About this time of year, you're going to start seeing them. You can see the armyworm eggs, like up underneath, like on your vinyl. If you have sunshades, a grill cover, windows, they like to go on there. It's like this little milky white looking cluster of balls. Start going around your house and paying attention, like underneath your porch, your patio, window screens.
Balls and worms.
Balls and wormy
Jesus,
balls.
we're throwing all stuff around tonight.
But seriously, I will find those little worm cluster or balls of egg clusters, the milky white stuff, all over the house like this time of year, and I just grab a paper towel and wipe them off. Guess what? If you get rid of the eggs, you can't have. Stop, Joe. Just reel it back in, Joe. Reel it back in.
I just had a really dirty thought, so never mind.
Yeah, this isn't the show for it. All right.
All over the house. Jesus.
All right. Enough of the natural ways. Look, there are natural ways to do things in lawn care. Joe used to be the organic lawn warrior.
Yeah.
Joe, tell us about the organic lawn warrior, Joe.
That lasted about a year until everyone was like, "You're not organic. You're using synthetic fertilizer."
And you're like,
vinegar's not organic.
So
Bah.
you were the
You're using fertilizers with oxides in it, but you didn't know that. You're just feeding information from a sales.
uh-oh, you cut out on us.
Oh, and then I got into another community, and now they might be getting sued. So I don't know. This whole lawn care community thing is like, Jesus. It's a shit show.
You were the organic lawn care warrior that didn't know anything about organic lawn care.
Uh, yeah. What I don't even want to get into it tonight
Why not, Joe?
because I don't know because I had good intentions. My whole intentions were to use less chemicals. You use less
No, I
herbicides,
get it. I'm just
pesticides,
messing with you.
and
But
yeah,
Joe, you should know that on this internet thing, you can't misstep in one way, shape, or form, or you're gonna
oh
get
my
crucified.
God, you get crucified. Oh my God.
You get crucified. Hey, I got crucified. I didn't get crucified, but I got. Man, last week I was out walking through the mulch areas, picking up some leaves and stuff in the side yard, the backyard, and dude, I got stung by a wasp right here on the jawline on my bone. And of course, the first thing I did was start yelling profanities because I was like,
What's wrong with that?
Mother, well, there's kids. My kids were inside, kids next door neighbor's house, but
My neighbors hear it all the time. Oh man, when that lawnmower broke on me, whoo boy.
Oh, we'll get there in a minute.
Oh yeah.
TR plays right. They do love the evergreen trees. Look for those things. Birds add free nitrogen to the yard too. Man, y'all are coming in with some good with some good comments. Hey, but I was like, where the freaking hell was that thing? And I found I have never been stung by a wasp in my life. I've been stung 3 times in the last 2 summers. They like to put their nests in between the fence posts and the fence, and they're hidden back in there, and I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit too close, and he got out and got me. Well, I went and got the spray, and I killed those things. But you know what else eats army worms if you've got them on your lawn, Joe? Wasps. Wasps will eat army worms. So kind of wanted to let those fellas hang around, but once they sting you, once, it was like, nah, you got to go. It hurt like hell. Hey, Joe, it is Christmas in July. Today is July 25th. In a mere 5 months, we'll be singing all the Christmas carols, drinking eggnog, and watching all the movies till our hearts are full. But it's always Christmas at your house because you are always rocking your lights.
Yeah, I rock my lights every night. They are red and green tonight. These are called Pixel lights. We talked about this in an earlier episode. I did permanent LED lights on my house. I've always been a light guy. Every Christmas I've had some sort of LED lights on my house, but not Pixel lights. And I was always looking, to do something more permanent where I can change it year round. And I fell upon a guy that was online. His name's Dr. Z's. Go check him out. Go check out his YouTube channel. And I got into the whole these WS2811 LED lights. And actually, someone else that does some lawn care content, Handy Dad TV, he got into the Pixel lights as well. Go check out his channel. He's actually from Jersey as well. And he actually helped me out this year in a pinch. He sent me what happens is data runs through these pixel lights, and it goes back to the controller that you see up there in the left-hand corner. So when you get to certain lengths, if you say you get to like 100, 125 feet, that data, it doesn't have enough strength to keep going along the line. So you need this thing called a data booster. And it's like this little box thing that
Joe,
sent me.
You cut out there for just a second.
So anyway, he sent me this data booster. He really helped me out in a pinch last year. But yeah, go check out, if you're into lights and you hate hanging them up, look into permanent LED lights. Actually, Turf Culture, he's another YouTuber. He actually put some permanent LED lights up on his house this past year. He did a really nice job as well. Something similar to mine. There's a couple different versions of the Pixel lights. There's like pucks, like these like circular ones as well. But I just got J channel from Home Depot, drilled holes into them. worked out really well, and they've done very well up to this point. It's almost been a year since I put them up.
Uh, Joe, my wife's busting my my story. She's breaking it apart. We don't drink eggnog. That's true. I don't drink eggnog, but it just always makes me think of cousin Eddie and Clark standing there, and Eddie's got that white sweater on with that green dicky turtleneck underneath.
It's a peg junk. It's called a Dig Quad. It's a quad because it has four data imports, so you can control up to four different things. And I sent Travis this. Hopefully, he doesn't play the music because we'll probably get hit with from YouTube. But just to give you guys an idea what it looks like, this is actually Christmas Vacation. This part here is the song, like the in the beginning of the song, the Christmas Vacation in the movie. I think it just looks awesome. Like the arches are optional. You know, you don't have to do the star or the snowflake. I kind of just wanted to add something onto my show. And then these are just really cool different effects that you can do. You can design a show. There's a free program out there. It's called X Lights. You can design it how you want to music. This year, I'm kind of debating whether I want to put an FM transmitter and connect it to my stuff. Because last year I had one night out of the year where I did.
That's sick right there.
That's Danger Zone.
That was what you did for 4th of July, didn't you?
I did this, yeah, but I did this for Christmas as well because not Mission Impossible, but what was that movie that came out? Maverick came out that last year. Yeah, my kids love this one. It's just it looks so cool. You got to have it pitch black too. Like I don't have any of my house lights on or any of my low voltage lights. But yeah, X Lights, it's a free program. You can program it to music. So yeah, I'm debating with the FM transmitter because one night last year, I just had a speaker outside. I told people to drive by. We have there's a big Facebook group for like South Jersey, Lights of South Jersey. I let people, I was going to do like different songs. So my neighbors probably weren't too thrilled with the speaker outside. So I might have to look into an FM transmitter so people can listen into their cars next year. So,
but Joe, this isn't lawn care. Why are you talking about Christmas lights? This isn't lawn care. I thought you guys were a lawn care show.
It's Christmas in July. I think it's cool. It's something that I like. If you don't, well, too bad.
It's funny because every Tuesday night before we go on, I'm always like, wonder how many subscribers I'm going to lose tonight. Y'all, just so you know, we don't do this like to grow subscribers or make money or whatever. We do this to come kick it with y'all on Tuesday nights. Since we started the show, ironically enough, this is our 22nd episode. Since we started this show, I have lost 22 subscribers just from doing a live stream. It's mind-boggling. If you don't talk just about grass, Joe, you might lose subscribers. Hopefully, hopefully not.
Well, we can get back to the lawn stuff.
No. We're staying on the Christmas in July, Joe, because I want to know if you were to come up with your Christmas list for old Saint Nick right now, would a robot mower be on that list? TR Play?
Yeah, definitely not definitely not this one.
Which one, Joe? This one?
Yeah,
are you talking about this one?
Yeah, I'm talking about this one.
Okay.
Travis is even confused on this one too.
I'm sitting there going, huh? What?
Huh?
What? Huh? All right, what happened, Joe?
So you can see it's actually working here on the right side. I programmed my house. It was really easy to program, to actually map it out. And then once I did get it mapped out, I bumped the home station so it has like a docking station that it goes back to. And I had bumped it when I was weed whacking along. I have it along my edge there, like the mulch bed there. I have it along the side of my house. And it just seemed, ever since like I bumped that home base, it just wasn't docking correctly. So I had to keep picking this mower up, bringing it back over to the docking station.
You said it's pretty heavy, right?
It's actually heavier. It's heavier than it looks. Like it's not. I mean, it's not the heaviest thing in the world, but I mean, it's got some weight to it, you know? And I dropped it, landed on its wheel there, and the axle, as you could see there, cracked. And I've been going back and forth with Megan Wang. Megan Wang is my new best friend. You know, she only responds at nighttime. I'm checking my email right now. Um, yeah, still nothing. Yep, no, still nothing. No, yep, still nothing from Megan Wang.
Joey, you're
Um,
getting roasted for
uh,
not walking backwards while you trimming.
screw that. Um, we're yeah, so it cracked, right? And I actually I showed the guys at my work in my machine shop, and they're like, "Yeah, that's cheap metal." They looked at they could just tell from the picture that it's called pot metal, and it's like the cheapest metal that you can pretty much use. And they're like, "Yeah, I'm not surprised that it cracked." We use like really solid aluminum when we do like our molds at work that we make our components with, and they're like, yeah, that one guy I asked, can you weld it? And he's like, no, I can't. I wouldn't even try welding it because of the electronics. Like, you know, you got to keep it grounded when you go to weld. And they're like, if you could easily just short out the electronics in the mower. So they said to me that they'll send out an axle, and they sent me a video of how to take this thing apart to put a new axle in there. And I'm like, can't we just exchange it? I don't want to be one of those people that gives you a bad review, but your customer service is really bad. You only answer me once or twice every night at like 10:30, 12 o'clock, because obviously you're in China. Megan Wang is obviously in China. I hate to sound racist or anything, but you're probably there. It's made in China, but you know, it's just I don't know. I'm just like kind of frustrated with them at this point. They sent me a shipping label for the axle, and then it said label created, and there was no updates on that label for like 5 days. And I'm like, what did you guys do? Just create a label just to try and like make me happy? But then I looked today, and something's supposed to be delivered on Thursday, which I'm assuming is the axle. So I'm going to attempt to probably take this thing apart, but I'm still trying to just exchange it. I mean, I see everybody getting this thing. I don't want to hear this bullshit that it's out of stock, this and that. There, you have it on Amazon right now for Prime delivery, so obviously it's available. Um, and then the biggest thing I notice is the satellite. You know, this Luba is controlled by satellites. It's not. I bet there's no boundary wires like how the older ones were. So you program it. It's based off of GPS. It shows you how many satellites you're connected to. Just very similar to when you have a drone. You know, when you have a drone, it shows you how many satellites you're connected to. But this hub thing, it's called an RTK. It's like a stick with like that has like a antenna on it at the end, and you have to put it in like apparently open space. And where I have it in my yard, there's two trees, but like it's straight up, you can see the sky. And I must just not be getting good enough reception. And there's a whole Reddit page. If you guys are interested in this mower, go on Reddit. There's a whole Momotion. That's the company. Momotion is the company of the Luba. There's a whole thing. There's a lot of people that have had problems. I'm just not making this up. If you go on Reddit, you'll see other people having problems with this mower. And I mean, if you want to spend $2,000, the one they sent me is $2,000. It's an all-wheel drive. It covers the least amount of acreage. Now, the one that covers the most amount of acreage, it's almost $3,000. That's a lot of money for a mower. I mean, I spent $600 on my super recycler. I've never had a problem with it. You know, no GPS is connected to that. No axles breaking. No Megan Wang. You know, so it's I don't know. I think we're still like I still hate I still hate technology. The lights. I saw there was a comment earlier. How can you do the lights and not do that? Because that has been proven out for years now. Those lights, like they created that controller about 4 or 5 years ago, and they've worked the kinks out of that controller. So
Which
there
model?
really
Which
was
model Luba did they send you?
It was 1,000. It's the
The
lowest one.
lowest, because it goes up to like the 5,000. What's the price tag on the 5,000?
3,000.
So I've gotten several emails about that thing, and that's why I just cannot do these kinds of things, because if you get on Reddit, you're probably going to read. Reddit's a place where you'll get real honest information. I would imagine. I don't do Reddit and all that kind of stuff, but if you read on Reddit, you're probably going to hear some good things, and you're going to hear lots of bad things. I'm assuming.
Princess, you guys send me Steve He's contact information. I need to contact this guy.
Because if you were to watch any of the Luba videos on YouTube, they are the best. All you're going to hear is it's the best thing since sliced bread, and that's what drives me crazy about partnerships and influencers and all that kind of stuff, because no one's going to say something bad for getting a $2,000 lawnmower for free. I mean, that's just the way it works.
When I go to put the axle in there, I'm going to take some pictures of the inside.
Joe, you cut out on me. We're going to have to up your internet. This Comcast.
It's not. It's freaking Megan Wang. She's trying to email me.
It's log coming all the way across the pond. It's log jamming you. Well, hey, like I said, they've sent me an email multiple times about doing one. And why do I want to just blend in with everybody else? All those videos do is help to really, it makes them look really, really good, because people aren't going to say bad things about it in their YouTube videos. They're going to get a $2,000 lawnmower, $3,000 lawnmower. They're going to say great things about it, and then their business is going to keep going up. But like I've seen in the chat several times, they're just not there yet. Maybe they are. TR Play says that he loves his. So
it's Janelle. It is 3,000. I mean, it's the all-wheel drive 5,000 is $3,000. I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot of money for something that's new on the market. They're sending it to literally everyone. I mean, Princess Cut. I mean, he's got a big channel. He's got a lot of followers. I mean, literally every YouTuber has either gotten one or reached out to from this company, and I don't know. I just think we need a couple years. We like I was saying about the controller. That controller has been proven. They update it regularly with firmware updates on it, and I don't know. I mean, hey, some people it's worked great for them. Others it hasn't. So in my eyes, it's kind of a crapshoot.
Here's the funny thing that I've noticed. A lot of these people that get robot lawnmowers to test out on YouTube, they get them and they talk so great about them, and then all of a sudden they're not using them anymore.
Well, I mean, and then like I saw Lawn Whisperer. I like him. I like Justin, and he's like, I'm gonna do a video in 3 weeks. Well, I mean, that's great and all. I'm glad you're waiting 3 weeks to do a video on it, but honestly, how can you really say something is great in 3 weeks? And especially something like such new technology. I think you really need a whole year to really test it out. And that's why, like, I've gotten a couple things this year and I haven't done videos on them because they're junk. And I told the company that it's junk. And hey, that's on you. If you want to send it to me, I'm upfront with you. If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell people that it's junk, because they're gonna buy it. I'm not buying it. They're buying it, and that's kind of how I've done my mentality with the product reviews, is not to try and sell everything that I get. And I haven't really been approached from a ton of people. And hey, it could be because of things I've said in the past, but guess what? I'm going to be honest about it, because I don't want people buying junk.
I mean, I did a video about robot lawnmowers earlier it was probably in the winter sometime. And I said in it, I will never say never, because I can imagine at some point I will probably have one. I mean, let's be real. I will probably have one when it's the right time. For me, it's just not the right time right now. I mean, maybe here in 2 weeks it would be the right time, because I go back to school. We're about to start back to school, and my time is going to decrease significantly. But as a teacher, I have all summer to mow. I get to mow for 2 months straight through June and July. And the first part of August, I get to mow whenever I want to because I don't have to work. So that's one of the perks of being a teacher. So if you want to spend more time on your lawn and mow, of course I don't mow all the time because we do stuff as a family all summer long. But right now I am not in need of a robot
And
lawnmower.
and the biggest thing, well, this is the last thing I'll say about it, is the height of cut. I mean, it's only cutting 2.5, maybe 2.5 inches. It's 70 millimeters, whatever that converts to. Somebody in the chat, 70 millimeters to inches. I don't know what that is. I know it's not 3 inches. I mean, that's the biggest thing with these robot mowers. I mean, if you have cool season lawn, I'm, you're taking a risk of using this in the summertime if you want to keep it high, maybe in the fall time you can get away with it. Bermuda, shorter cut lawns, great. It would probably be great with, but half your market right there is probably not going to use it because you're half the nation, I would say, for the most part. If you take a line and just cut it in half, is going to be cool season lawn.
Oh,
Too,
more than that. It
so
and more
you know,
people care. It's I've joked about this before, but there's really not a whole lot of people down in the South that really care about taking care of their lawns, from my observations.
and
Uh,
maybe next time come up with a better name than Luba, because every time I think of Luba, I think of it should be another name for something else. In stores, down certain aisles. But anyway, that's
you
kind of my hot take tonight
well,
too.
that's what I was about to say, Joe. You would
I might have to report them to the Better Business Bureau as well. I mean, I don't know.
well,
Hopefully Megan gets to get back to me.
Joe's hot take is coming up next. You would have already thought that was probably his hot take, but no, it wasn't. So if you were here only for Joe's hot take, you're going to get two for the price of one tonight because he just gave one about robot lawnmowers. But technology, Joe, technology. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people argue it's good, some people argue it's bad. What's your take on this?
Yeah, so I saw this today. Or no, it wasn't today. It was a couple days ago. There's this solar power plant in California. It's in the is it the Nahava or some kind of desert? What's the desert out there?
I don't know.
Shit.
My geography is not.
Anyway, I just thought this was hilarious. I just thought that all these lights are not lights, all these mirrors, all these solar panels, and what actually they need to use to power this solar powered plant? Fossil fuels. They use natural gas to power up this green energy, solar energy power plant. And you can't really, I'm not going to read it, but it tells you how much. It's kind of tiny, but they use a really big amount of natural gas, and it actually exceeds California's laws on what they can use for natural gas. That's like an acceptable amount. And I'm just like, this whole green energy, climate change thing, it just blows my mind. Like, we have solar panels on our house. We love them. It really does.
A lot of homeowners insurance companies are dropping. What is that in Florida that they're doing that?
I don't know, but it does cut our cost back because we have a pool filter that runs 3-4 months out of the year, but we still use natural gas. We have a gas heater. We have a gas stove. You still got to use natural gas, fossil fuel stuff. We could never just solely rely on our solar on our house. We probably offset maybe 50, I would say probably 60%, 60-70% of our energy with our solar. But it's just like, so this kind of leads into the other part of the hot take, because there was a YouTuber out there.
Because meanwhile, while they're doing this on the West Coast,
we got people out in Appalachia, these coal miners, that we've just decimated the coal industry over the years. And there's this YouTuber here, I forget his name. I think his name's Peter something. I can't think of his name. And Travis heard about this guy before, and I showed him. We talked about this this past weekend about it, and I watched this guy. He goes into deep Appalachia. It's West Virginia, I forget the name of the town, but this town in like the 50s and the 60s, it was just booming. You know, all these coal miners that were there, they lived off of mining. And, it's hard work. Don't get me wrong. It was very hard work what these miners did. And he would just goes around, he interviews different people and he talks to different people in these towns that have just been abandoned pretty much at this point. And the one of the miners, he says he talked to, a lot of the coal. I didn't know this at the time, but there's certain types of coal that go into the steel to make steel. And he was saying that a lot of the coal, well, you know where it's going? It's going to China. A lot of their coal now is going to China. China is making our steel that we're using on our skyscrapers in this country. I just like these politicians. I swear, it just pisses me off so much that what they do to these communities, and it's a shame. My brother-in-law, he's a doctor, and he's doing his residency now. But when he was doing his intern work, he actually went to West Virginia, and he was in one of these small towns, and he just said it's decimated with drugs because a lot of these people get into drugs now, fentanyl, different things. And he was just saying that all these people in these communities are just getting addicted to this stuff. And yeah, it's a shame. It's just, it makes you so mad what some of these politicians do to these communities, and they don't know, just because they're getting lobbied or whatever. It's just,
Joe,
it's a shame. I recommend people check this guy out. I can't think of his name. He's a pretty big,
George,
big
what's up,
YouTuber.
George? George said Peter Santello. Joe, I don't know if you've read some of Tristan's comments in the chat. It sounds like he's from this area, so he knows exactly what you're talking about. If you like this dude, Peter Santello, then you've probably watched a little bit of Soft White Underbelly with, what is his name? I don't want to say the wrong name. Leota or something like that. Soft White Underbelly. He does a lot of stuff in the Appalachian Mountains. Mark, yeah, is his last name Leota? Is that how you say it? But I watch a lot of I watch a lot of Soft White Underbelly. He's done some stuff out there. The Whitaker family is really interesting, and he does a lot of stuff in Appalachia. He talks to drug addicts, sex workers, all sorts of stuff. So it's really mind-boggling.
George, it's not so much what you're voting for. I mean, obviously, you can probably think about what I vote as, and I think probably a lot of us that are watching probably vote that as well. But it's just a more what's the word? I can't think of the word, but it's just, I don't know. It's just so wrong what this country has turned into in the last 10 to 15 years. It's a shame. It really is. It's just not right. It's just, I don't know how we get back to it. But it's a shame.
It's I'm gonna have to go watch this. I've been seeing that thumbnail, the Deep Appalachia thumbnail.
I just watched. He just did one on the Amish, or well, it's not. Well, he just didn't do it, but it was like a year old, and man, it was mind blowing what the Amish communities, how different they are from our communities.
The last thing I need is to get hooked on. Hey, we finally did cut the cord, Joe. We cut the cord. No more. Like, maybe I do need to get into more YouTube channels because we finally cut the cord. I couldn't take it anymore. It's like every time you turn around, AT&T's raising your price for internet. We had been running DirecTV Stream. I liked it. I had DirecTV for a long time. Their stream option was pretty nice. It was a little slow, and I got frustrated the other day because the internet went up again from AT&T. So I get on the DirecTV Stream. I'm like, fine, I'm just going to cut the DirecTV Stream off. And if for the package that I have, I was paying $99.99 a month plus taxes and fees. If I were to be a new customer and sign up right now, I could pay $84.99 a month. But because I've been a customer for a long time, I get to pay more than a new customer would. So I said, forget this. I cut it out. And
I got YouTube TV.
See, I'm done. Like, I found out the internet that I run here off AT&T since I have the 1000, I already get that HBO Max which has like investigation, discovery, ID, Discovery Channel has all this stuff. Between it or among it, Prime Video, the kids have Disney Plus because I need ESPN Plus for football, SEC Network, and Hulu. If we can't find something to watch on all that, then we've got serious issues. So,
Hey, go get an antenna.
no, I've thought about
Go
it.
get an antenna.
So I can watch the local news. That's all I would need it for.
My grandparents, that's all they had. We used to tell them for years, why don't you get cable? Why don't you get this so you can watch this, watch that? Nope. My grandpa was a hard no. They had an antenna on the roof, and they had like a little dial, and he would turn it on his thing, and it would turn the antenna on the roof.
Yeah.
And his whole life, that's what he had. He refused to pay cable.
Dude, I tell you what, see, I don't use Hulu TV. I pay $14 a month for the Disney Trio bundle, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. I didn't even really care about Hulu, but I have to have ESPN because that's where SEC Network.
They're not watching any Messi, are you?
No.
Wow.
So I pay $14 a month for those three. I already got Prime Video, being a Prime member, Max, all that. I mean, I've got plenty now. And to be honest with you, me being both of my degrees, undergrad and graduate degrees, are in journalism. I get so depressed watching the news anymore. We haven't watched it in the last few days since we cut the DirecTV off. Like I actually don't get frustrated. I'm tired of hearing about the same things.
We're trying to cut back on our news shit too because it's just nothing but.
It's the news doesn't tell you what to think about anymore. It tells you what to think, and that goes against a very famous communication theory of agenda setting theory from long ago. And I got myself in trouble in graduate school for saying that I don't think that theory holds much water anymore because the media doesn't tell you what to think about it. It's turned into telling you what to think. There is no, hey, think about this. You pick what you take it, you hear it and take it how you want, and this person might take it another way. No, they're telling you what to think anymore these days. Hey, Joe, we stopped talking about lawn care, and naturally, guess what?
I know.
Folks,
everybody jumped off.
Folks are dropping off. No, yeah, John, I did. When I was in grad school, we were in a communication theory class. I made a comment that, I just thought that the agenda setting theory wasn't as relevant in our day and age because the theory basically states that the media tells you what to think about. And I said that, well, I would argue that these days it tells you what to think. Used to you could turn on any network, a local affiliate TV station, NBC, ABC, CBS, you could turn it on, and whether you were watching CBS at 10 o'clock at night or ABC, you were going to be exposed to the same stories. And you might watch one local affiliate over another because you liked the weatherman, or you thought the anchor was beautiful, or you liked one of the reporters, or you knew somebody. And that was why you picked that particular affiliate. Well, now people don't pick things based off that. They don't pick their media sources based off who the anchors are and the reporters. They pick their media sources based off of whether or not those media sources are siding with their viewpoints. If they're feeding them information that supports the things that they think, whether it be politically, religiously, whatever it may be. And boy, I kind of got in trouble in grad school from an old school professor that did not like me saying that agenda setting theory wasn't so much as true as it used to be back in the day. I wasn't a news anchor, George. I was actually a weatherman. I was going to school for broadcast meteorology after I graduated with a journalism degree. So I got my journalism degree in undergrad, moved off to Florida to work for a TV station as a weather anchor. While I was there, I was taking classes to get a meteorology degree, and then ended up deciding that I was going to go open my own business, and did that for 10 years and never finished up meteorology because if I wasn't going to use it, it was way too expensive to keep it going. So, all right, Joe, I think that's gonna put us to our 5 with 5. And Joe, I think we've had some guesses in the comments already. What are you hitting us with the 5 with 5 tonight?
All right, so we got 3 options. I got top 5 months of the year, top 5 Christmas songs, or top 5 athletes of all time.
Say those again.
Top 5 months of the year, top 5 Christmas songs, or top 5 athletes.
All right, we're gonna let the people in the chat are gonna pick that. Christmas songs, athletes.
And I just cut off.
No, you're here. I got you, Joe.
Athletes.
John L. and
right.
Peg Junk are saying athletes. That's kind of a break from the norm because usually when we say anything sports related, Bill, you still there? Welfare check on Bill. Bill, they're saying athletes. Are you still in the chat? All right, I see two.
So you got Christmas songs, athletes, or top 5 months of the year.
Oh, Joe, we're gonna say Christmas songs for Christmas in December. You know we got to do that. Then we won't have that option.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. All right, so
go with athletes, Joe. We had two votes for it first, so let's rock and roll with that.
All right, so top 5 athletes. So again, guys, this is my top 5, not your top 5. So if you don't like it, you can screw off. But we'll see you next week at 9. So top 5 athletes of all time. Coming in at number 5 is someone that's probably not well known, but it's very well known in my area. His name's Jim Thorpe. This guy he played professional football, professional baseball. He did track and field. He won Olympic gold medals. He won 2 Olympic gold medals. This guy was he was an all-time athlete. He some people might have heard of him. There's a town in Pennsylvania that we actually really like this town. It's called Jim Thorpe. It's called Jim Thorpe. That's the name of the town. It is named after him. So number 5 is Jim Thorpe. Number 4, Lionel Messi, the GOAT. I call him the GOAT for soccer. I mean, this guy, if you don't know Messi's story and what he went through when he went to Barcelona, he was on the smaller side. He had to get treatments for he had a growth problem with his bones or his I forget exactly the terminology of it. But yeah, I mean there's something about him, Messi. He's I don't know if guys saw his goal, and I cut out.
No, I didn't see his goal. That was the last thing you said. I don't watch soccer.
All right. So number 3, Babe Ruth. I don't care what anybody says. Babe Ruth he's the best baseball player. Not Mike Trout.
Yeah, but is he an athlete? Was he an athlete? He was a baseball player, but when I think of the word athlete,
oh my God,
I think,
are we going to really go down this road?
I think of, Steph Curry's an athlete. The dude Patrick Mahomes is an athlete. He could play football. He was a baseball player. He's pretty darn good at golf as well. So when I think of an athlete, I don't know that Babe Ruth probably could have played baseball or basketball or basketball or football.
Well, what do you call these guys?
He was a ball player. So he's an athlete. Well, he's an athlete because he played a sport, but when you're talking about the top 5 athletes, I'm thinking my brain is more well-rounded, could play. Like Dustin Johnson is a golfer, but he was awesome at basketball. He could also play basketball.
I know we're going to lose a lot of people if we continue this debate, so let's keep moving forward. Number 2 is Michael Phelps. That guy, he was just insane. Michael Phelps during that Beijing Olympics. I mean, he broke the record for the most golds in Olympics games. That guy he's a fish. He's a fish. John keeping us posted with the 18 and dropping sounds like we're up to 16 now. It sounds like the opposite of 19 kids and counting. And number 1 athlete of all time, who do you think? Michael Jordan. I mean, so you're basing yours off of accomplishments. You could say, all right. So you could say, a little bit of accomplishments, but you could say Usain Bolt. I was thinking about putting him on there. He's an athlete. Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
But
Um,
Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and it is
Muhammad Ali, you could put him on there.
it
Like, you know,
it's and see, I would put Tiger Woods up there as one.
yeah,
He would be in my
yeah,
top
yeah,
five athletes. But it's
yeah.
so it's tough being a teacher at a school with a bunch of kids who weren't alive to see Michael Jordan play, and they all think LeBron James is
Come
the
on,
best
John.
ever.
I mean, John. Maybe Serena Williams could go on this list. I don't know, but I don't think a man could beat Serena. I don't want to get into that debate because that'll be then
John,
we'll
John,
Travis will lose like 20 high subscribers at that point.
John's trying to stir the pot here.
Yeah.
John is trying to stir the pot. I would put Tiger in there. Michael Jordan, definitely one of them. Oh man,
Alex Morgan, if you guys want a women athlete, you know, for the United States women's soccer.
don't even get what have they?
Don't get me started.
Have we played more than one game in that?
I have no clue.
I'm
I'm
not
not
following.
keeping track.
I'm not following.
I want them to have the lowest ratings possible.
Why, Joe?
I just don't agree with the whole thing, but
Well,
whatever.
They didn't. There's some flag controversy going around, like the national anthem, right? I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
Bruce. Honestly, Bruce Jenner could go on this list. I mean, he was a hell of an athlete, you know.
Yeah, and he did the decathlon, so he was a real athlete. He
Real
was
athlete,
able to
yeah.
run, jump, all sorts of
I mean,
things.
she. I mean, they're great, you know. So
Okay. All right, we're 17 and dropping like a
we're dropping like flies.
we're dropping
just
like a plane crashing out of the sky. All right, hey, oh, Dennis Rodman. Okay, you're saying Dennis
Yeah,
Rodman's
Dennis Rodman.
daughter.
Yeah, she's on the women's team for soccer, football, whatever you want to say.
All right, y'all. Hey, that's going to do it. Usually, hey, keep an eye out for updates about upcoming shows. Joe and I have been talking. There may be a couple weeks coming up, at least one where things kind of get mixed up here lately. We've been having our giveaway on the last show of the month, and then taking a week off, or the last Tuesday of the month, and then taking a week off for the first Tuesday of the month. But we will be here, right, Joe? Next Tuesday.
Yep.
What is that? August 1st.
Yeah, August 1st.
We will
National Night Out.
We will be here next Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central, as usual, for the Budget Wooder Show. Hey, I saw some new some new names in the chat tonight. We appreciate y'all. We hope you enjoyed the show. I'm seeing that. Yeah, looks like people did, as always, Joe. Hey, if you enjoy the content, make sure you share this show with your friends. If they like to talk about things other than just grass, this is the place for them. No, we're not taking a hiatus soon. Joe, you had something coming up in a couple weeks, right? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And
2 weeks I can't make a show, so we're gonna probably skip the second week of August is what we're looking at.
yeah, so we'll always try to keep you posted as soon as we know something. But there will be a show next week. But until then, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Joe, any parting words for our friends?
A Merry Christmas.
July.
Go get your juice gloves, and OJ's got them on sale. And screw Luba and Megan Wang, and George, get me that contact for Stephen He, so he and Wang can get together and get me a new mower.
Joe, you're going to get me in trouble. Joe's going to.
I know.
Before Joe gets me in trouble, I'm going to cut it off right there. Hey, y'all, we appreciate you so much. We wouldn't be here on Tuesday nights if it weren't for you. Have a great night and a great rest of your week, and we will see you soon. Peace.